Go out in the woods for the day, even, for a long extended time out in the woods, find your most nervous, detail-oriented friend, call him on the phone and say, hey, listen, I'm going out in Allegheny National Forest. I'm planning on being back at 5 o'clock Sunday afternoon. If you don't hear from me by 6 o'clock Sunday afternoon, start looking up some phone numbers of, the right folks. Well, I guess 911 is probably the right thing. If you haven't heard from me by 8 o'clock, send somebody out to find me. Okay? That's one of the biggest preparation things you can do. And also take a number of different things, kind of throw a few things that are in your mind to help you prepare. And again, I put a few things together, and I want to talk about those. But you get my idea. Preparation. Head off any bad things that might happen ahead of time by kind of planning and preparing for it. And
Fletch, if I could just interject,
sure.
Todd Prescott isn't here, but that's what he does. We were talking to him, and he just lets people know where he's going and when to expect him back.
Yeah.
And that's
'Cause he
pretty
does a
common
lot
sense.
alone.
Well, he
Yeah.
does a lot of it.
Yeah.
He just goes. So.
In some of these things, yeah.
But he never goes. I get the impression he never goes just out of a whim. I mean, he must be on the phone or something saying to somebody, I'm going here and I'll be back by this time.
Well, it's so easy now that you can just text somebody where you're going, what time, what trailhead. I mean, just this.
But there are some places, if you have cell phone service, I suppose.
Yeah, before you leave, you have cell
Yeah,
phone
before you
service,
leave.
yeah.
Well, and take the cell phone with you. I wouldn't turn it on and save the battery.
Yeah.
But you might get lucky and pick up a signal and at least be able to text somebody, hey, I'm lost, I'm here, come get me. And that's it. Even if you have nothing, absolutely nothing, you might sit and shiver overnight, but they'll find you in the morning. Okay?
And never shut off your GPS phone tracker.
Right. So here, given that, now let's talk about. Let me talk for a minute about some things to help stack the deck, so that you can. I'm all for taking calculated risks, but I'm also for stacking the deck as high as I can to make sure that all the risks fall in my favor. So I use this. This is my one real prop. This is my emphasis. Okay, what I've done, I've put together basically an example survival kit. Now, this doesn't mean you take your naked body and a pair of flip-flops and plan to live, for 3 or 4 weeks out in the woods. This is the little last line of defense. If you're going out here in the woods, you're going to have your knife, your flashlight, and other things, but this is anything you might have forgotten to pack and really might need in a tight, okay? And the reason I brought the scale is I want to show you. This will sit there. I weighed it last night. It weighs 1.5 pounds. Okay? That's not very much when you consider what you might can do with this. So, I'm going to open it up, and I'm just going to take pieces out and explain why I put these in here. Is this the perfect thing? Should you be taking notes? Don't know. But what I want to do is I want to make you think, what kind of things would I need? So let's just start pulling these things out. Okay, first off, why do I want to rub 2 sticks together? Okay, strike anywhere matches. Cotton ball. A little bit of tinder. Okay, to help get the fire going. Again, make it easy so you don't have to worry about these things. I left this in the pack just to make it easier to see. Your best friends when you're out here are fire, water, and shelter. Fire will keep you warm. Fire sometimes will keep animals away. And 3, particularly if you're out here by yourself, fire is your friend. You have you have something to sit there and, it's warm, it's inviting, it interacts with you, and it's a lot different than sitting out and shivering in the dark. The second I say your friend is water. But you can't always drink water in its natural state. So take a way to find the water in its natural state. I left this is a little emergency water filter system. Okay, basically it's a filtered straw. Okay, you stick that down in your creek. Now is it gonna purify the water to 100%? No. Is it gonna make it better? Yes. Water drinking tank. Notice I've also got both of these in here, not just either one. Give yourself multiple outs. I like watching the poker games. Well, he's got so many outs. You know, he's down on this, but he's got different outs. Give yourself outs. Some cotton balls, a little cotton. This weighs nothing, but this gives you tender. You know, particularly if the ground's damp, this helps kind of kickstart things. That's another thing. When the weather's damp, you're going to have a harder time starting a fire. When I took the class 30 years ago, the good idea that the guy told me was take a little film canister full of calcium carbide, you know, the things they use in miners' lamps. Because if that's wet, you pour out some of it, it makes acetylene when it mixes with water. So you hit that with your fire striker, which is knife in case you break loose or, okay, you put it with your fire striker. You hit that, you've got acetylene. He said he's actually built fire in snow. Okay, then you can find your little sticks. Where do you find dry sticks on a day like this? You can usually, if you're in the woods, break off deadfall. You know, the dead limbs that are reachable. Break them off, split them up, get them really a lot of surface area. And then you take this wet fire, the acetylene from the calcium carbide. The reason I don't have it is apparently after 9/11 they changed some of the shipping rules. And I didn't feel like paying $100 for 10 pounds when basically I need 3 ounces. But if you can find it, get you some and fill up a little tiny thing with it, and it's very easy. In lieu of that, I will admit I haven't practiced with these, but they also make something, and this particular brand is called Wet Fire. These are little fire starter. I don't know if you see them. I've got a. I had fun preparing for this class. Shopping trips and everything. Okay, these things right here. Throw a couple of these. I bought 2 different kinds just to examine them. But it's something that will help you get a fire started in wet conditions. Okay? Remember, fire is